Busy day at polling stations around the country, of course, including here in the swing state of Michigan. Regardless of how this goes, this will be a historic election day.
Officials are cautioning everyone to be patient for results as they could come in hours after the polls close. Joining us in studio today is Detroit Mayor Mike Duggan. Thank you for being here today.
Well, thanks for having me.
So we're hearing all these warnings, the cautions to wait. We might not have results for a while, but at the same time, a lot of people voted early and a lot of those votes have already been counted. So when do you think we'll get some results?
Oh, I think you're going to see results coming in earlier. Whether you'll have all of them is another question, but I can't remember as smooth an election day as we've had this year, certainly in Detroit. But normally we get 60,000 people vote early and absentee. This year we had 140,000 vote early. And that means that at the polls it's been a steady stream all day, but the long lines, the waiting until 9 and 10 at night if you were in line, the running out of ballots, not enough staff, we didn't have any of that. Janice Winfrey and the clerk's office deserve an enormous amount of credit because it's been a very smooth day.
It's great to hear, and it is continuing to be that way. Just in terms of the planning that went into making sure that everything is smooth, can you talk about that from the city's perspective?
You know, it's been a terrific team effort, and the clerk has done a great job, and Dan Baxter, the election director. But we created 14 polling places that were open for 16 days, and it was the first time, so it took people a while to get used to it. But I think those who like to go and vote could go do it early. They have started counting the votes on the early votes in Detroit in most places early, which the law allows. It did not allow 2 years ago. And so you'll see more returns earlier. But if you haven't voted yet, get out to the polls. The lines are not what you usually expect in a presidential election. I think everywhere in the state we're hearing. They're steady, they're moving along, and it's not too late to get out there.
Now, leading up to today, how has your office approached security? Not only safety of those voting and those working the polls, but integrity of the election.
Yeah, the Detroit Police Department is all over this. You know, we've had a few things we had to do this year. We had 750,000 people in for an NFL draft. We have a Grand Prix, and the protocols were in place from the beginning. You've got a couple of stray threats, as you've seen around the country. There hasn't been anything to them, and the police have been there. We've had no incidents. It's been a very, I think, smooth, and it was 74 degrees. People were in a great mood at the polls.
Right.
Yeah, there's a lot of eyes on this state and, of course, on Detroit. How proud do you feel as the leader of Detroit, just of the people here and the voters getting out there participating? Yeah,
I am pleased, but I want to be clear. This election is run by Janice Winfrey, the clerk. And the election workers, a lot of city employees take the day off and go work. My son, who works for the Detroit Pistons, is working one of the counting sites. The Pistons have contributed to that. Everybody pitching in has made this good, and the report card will come in when the results are in later tonight. But everything I've seen today suggests that this is going to be a very good day for Janice Winfrey. Yeah,
Detroit has played a role in this campaign so far. It's been on the trail. It's been mentioned in a number of headlines. What do you hope the nation sees about the city of Detroit when all those votes are counted at the end of the day?
Well, yeah, I never thought with Tim Walz the night before the election and Bon Jovi. So Detroit's been at the center of things. The day before that, of course, Kamala Harris came in and went over to Cuzzo's and hung out at the breakfast on Sunday morning. But the Biden-Harris administration has probably accelerated Detroit's recovery by 10 years. All the money for the rec centers and the parks and the copper pipes to pump your water and all the like. And I think Detroiters are going to remember that. And we'll see how the results come in this evening.
Of course, the main focus is, of course, on the election tonight. But how are you feeling about the Lions? Got to ask you.
Oh, my God. To see them going to Green Bay, and then Brad Holmes, who I just think is as fine a general manager as I've ever seen. Now he gets us some help on the defensive line. It is a good thing. And hopefully we get Aiden Hutchinson back soon.
Yeah, something everyone can agree on. Detroit Mayor Mike Duggan, thanks for joining us, as always.
Great to see you.